Well, here I am, and there you are, and I'm sorry about that. It is out of my control. Um, but I miss you guys, and I really don't like doing this way. And I know you don't like doing it this way either. But we've got a how-to speech coming up, and we've been working hard on it, right? So let's do as much as we can today to kind of draw that to a close, and then because it's Friday, we'll have some fun. Hopefully, you'll think of this as fun, or well, anyway, I'm giving it a shot, right? So, our how-to speeches. Um, on Monday, we looked into attention getters and saw some examples of props. On Wednesday, we looked at writing introductions and conclusions. And also, I looked at the steps you'd written out for your how to speeches, and I gave you feedback on that if you gave me steps, and you can still do that. And then today, it's about kind of practicing it, bringing it all together, or wherever you are along that, moving everything further along so that by next week, maybe even next Tuesday when we see each other again, you'll be able to give your how-to speech. Now, I need to know as much as you can tell me about what you want to do and what you need in the classroom so that I can make sure you have it. So this is, well, I'll go over that today in a minute. But to return to the theme of props, and the props that you're going to use for your speech. Everybody needs a prop. It can be a visual like a slideshow, so it doesn't have to be an actual thing that you have. But I encourage you to have a thing because that is the easiest way to engage your audience. It's not always the easiest way to make sure that everybody sees what you have, but having something there is a sure attention getter. Okay, speaking of that, let me show you an example. All right. And while I'm pulling this up, I want you to just to go through quickly. When you have a prop, you have to make sure that it draws attention to what you want it to draw attention to. It doesn't distract. You get it out when you need it, and you put it away when you don't need it. Okay. This is a speech Bill Gates gave in 2009 when his foundation was doing a lot of work on two things: eradicating, getting rid of diseases in the world, kind of improving overall survivability of people, right? And improving education. So in this speech is about those two things. It's a 20-minute speech. When we talk about helping people survive, he focused on disease and getting rid of disease. And specifically, he focused on malaria because that was the biggest killer at that time around the world. He explains how it really was a disease all over. It was in the United States, it was everywhere until wealthier countries learned how to take measures that really got rid of it, basically. And then it was just the poorer countries who couldn't afford to fight it to the extent that wealthier countries could. That's where it stayed, and that's where it lingers today. And now, worldwide, he points this out, more is spent on trying to figure out how to end baldness than is spent on trying to figure out how to end malaria, because we don't have it in wealthier countries, so it's not on our attention. It doesn't get attention. So he's trying to draw attention to that, and that's how he sees as being able to get rid of these diseases. All right, so this is how he draws attention to that in this speech. Here we go. It's a little bit loud. Ready?
By malaria greatly understate its impact. Over 200 million people at any one time are suffering from it. Means that you can't get the economies in these areas going because it holds things back so much. Now, malaria is, of course, transmitted by mosquitoes. I brought some here. so you could experience this. We'll let those roam around the auditorium a little bit. There. There's no reason only poor people should have the experience. Those mosquitoes are not infected, but
Okay, so there you are. That is what he does to bring home the fact that we should pay more attention to malaria. Did that get your attention? Certainly got everybody's attention in that room. Now, in a few minutes after he did that, he switches to his second topic, which was teaching and education. And now he could not put this particular prop away, could he now? You can't put those mosquitoes back in there after they're out. So maybe he should have done malaria second and done teaching first. Yeah, anyway, there we go. Stepping off the stage. Okay. Props. Now, I thought of a how-to speech for today for you all, just thinking of what you're doing in school today. And it is how to enjoy a mask break, how to make the most use of a mask break. And let's just brainstorm for a minute on effective props. So, if you were explaining to someone how to enjoy a mask break, not just someone, but an audience, you have an audience of people and you're trying to explain how to get the most out of a mask break, what might you use as a visual to show them what you're saying? What might you need to show them? Okay, think about that for a moment. Brainstorm with your teacher. Pause the video and think about that for a couple of minutes. Take a few answers. All right. And I'm just going to wait. Okay. All right. I can't hear your answers because I'm, anyway, obviously, but I thought of a few. Did anybody think of a map? You might want to explain, you might want to show what you do by putting a map up there to show how you get from the door as far as you can away from the door with your friends. You might want to have the thing that you play with. Maybe it's a ball. Those were the two things I thought of. A map would be a good one. I'm curious. I'll look forward to finding out what other answers were in the room. But that really helps people, especially people who aren't at Smarts Mill, understand what exactly to do to make the most of a mask break, right? Okay, so you're going to be doing the same thing with your topic. So if you haven't thought of a prop, put a lot of thought into that today. Now let's talk about today. And before I get into that, let me talk about grades because it is interims today. That is to say, interim grades are out. And I wanted to let you all know I went back and put in speech grades for everyone who gave a speech. If you did not give a speech, I looked to see if you completed the Rule of Threes assignment because that was essentially a draft speech. And if you did, then I was able to get a grade from that. Okay, you can improve on that by actually giving your speech or recording it in Flipgrid. So that's still a possibility. And if you did neither of those, then unfortunately I had to give you the missing grade, which reverts to a 0. So, but because I haven't been here, you still have time to do that. You can certainly at any time record it in Flipgrid. So please let me know if you have questions, but I would say I won't close that assignment out for another week or so. So get those in. Okay. That 0 will weigh heavily on your grade if you don't. Okay. Now, today. Here we are. Okay, I'll be back on Tuesday and look forward to seeing you then and hopefully hearing some how-to speeches. But I'll leave that flexible because you might have questions. Anybody who's ready can certainly do them on Tuesday if I'm ready for you. All right, so that's what you're watching the video right now. And then, okay, here's a Padlet. Click on this link. You need to pull up this playlist. And there's a Padlet. Tell the class about your how-to speech prop. Okay, so that's going to pull up. There it is. Something looks like this. And you, let's see. Anyway, oh, there you go. Yeah, you click on this, and then you get, let's see, Mrs. Rogers. Speech up. Well, I haven't come up with a speech topic anyway, but I would write something there. You can include a picture or anything else there, and then you publish that, and it comes up there. Okay, they are screened to an extent, so let us know so we get an idea of what's coming. This is like a preview of your speech. All right. So take a minute or two and do that. Okay. You can pause this video. And then briefly, I'm going to explain what else is going on here. So we've got a table here, down here, with columns. 1, 2, and 3 are basically what we've already done, or what we've been working on. Some of you need to go back and do some of that. And then the new thing for today, if you've finished everything, and not really any of you has at this point, then you can look at the elements of an entertaining speech. Now, our next speech we're going to do is a persuasive speech, but I didn't really want to get into that today. I wanted to do fun stuff. So we're going to look at a couple of entertaining speeches and just get an idea of what we like. Okay? All right. But what we like is good grades. And the thing that really matters for your grades today is that you do these columns first. Complete any outstanding. Wait, hold on. Let me go up here. All right. So first, work on your how-to speech. There could be feedback if you gave me speech steps. Okay. You submitted those in class on Monday. Some of you, a lot of you. Thank you. It was awesome. And then I gave you all feedback. Okay, and you could see a picture of your steps. Last class, we talked about introductions and conclusions, and one of you recorded a draft speech. Thank you, Chris. Awesome. See my comments. Okay, you click on the grades tab to see the comments for that. Anything that's posted in Flipgrid, when I put comments into Schoology, you can see them by going to the grades tab. Okay, for communications. Okay, and now the rest of you can record those draft speeches. Okay, and if you need help with Flipgrid, there's a video on that. Okay, where's the video? Here it is. Here's a video on how to use Flipgrid. Okay, and that's how to get into it for your speeches. All right, so you either record your draft, or you also, because I know some of you don't like to record in class, there's a lot going on. I understand. You don't have your props with you, all of that. So you can also type out your speech. And it's the same format as that original Rule of Threes assignment. You type your introduction, you type your main body, and then you type your conclusion. That is in Schoology, and then I will give everybody feedback on that. And we'll be in good shape for next week. All right. As you're doing that, do go back and make sure that you're including all the elements of an introduction and a conclusion. Okay, so it's like 4 steps. Make sure you do all of these 4 things for your introduction, and make sure you do all of these 4 things for your conclusion. Okay. All right. Your main body that's your steps. So that really is just kind of going through them in a logical way. And that includes using your prop or not using your prop, depending on what you need it for and when you can put it away. Okay. All right. Hopefully you can get outside and take a mass break today, and then hopefully you'll have some time to look at entertaining speeches. If not, okay, we'll be picking that up in probably 2 weeks. Okay. And then stay in your seat, work quietly until the bell rings at 12:13, and have a great rest of your day and a great weekend. And that's all for me for now. Have a great day.